I want you to stop scrolling if you have some stress right now. There's this tiny gland in your body that regulates all the hormones in your endocrine system, and it's called the pineal gland. Chances are it's probably calcified if you're watching this. This tiny gland sits in the middle of your head and it secretes the hormone melatonin, which helps you regulate your circadian rhythm. It also helps you dream. If you're new here, I'm Maggie, author and founder of the series Metaphysical AF. I'm a 13-year Reiki master and an 18-year esoteric researcher. In addition to its role in adjusting your circadian rhythm, it also helps with brain detox, the reproductive system, neuroprotection, and cellular protection. This one thing could be fucking everything up in your entire body. Long story short. The pineal gland secretes a compound that is known as DMT, dimethyltryptamine, or you may have heard it called the spirit molecule. And they're still doing research on this, but the most time that you produce this dimethyltryptamine is when you are born and when you transition out of your body. This is what a lot of people experience when they go through an ayahuasca trip or any type of psychedelic experience. They are experiencing an influx of the DMT. It incredibly enhances your perception. And this compound has been found in plants and used in shamanic rituals and in ancient practices for thousands of years. This is nothing new. Now, let's talk about the chakra system and the pineal gland, because they go hand in hand. From the perspective of the chakra system, your pineal gland is aligned with your sixth chakra, which is the chakra of intuition, and that is your third eye. This is where you draw your intuition from, and this is where you connect with your deepest self. In ancient Egypt, the symbol for the eye of Horus has a remarkable similarity to the pineal gland. And if you ever meditated for a long time, you might notice that your eyes start to float upward, like you tend to be moving your eyes towards the center of your head. Your pineal gland actually receives more blood flow than any other part of your brain, but it sits outside of the blood-brain barrier, which is a network that protects your brain tissue from harmful things, like toxins and unwanted compounds. These little cells work as if they're not going to let something in. They're like the guard. But because your pineal gland is in front of them and not behind the guard, it's susceptible to more toxins. Well, what are the culprits for this calcification? If you're just figuring this out, sadly, you've been living under a rock, and you've been cognitively dissonant about what is actually causing you to have issues. Because the number one cause of the calcification of the pineal gland is fluoride. You probably have fluoride in your toothpaste right now. It's probably in your tap water as well. And where does fluoride accumulate the most in the body? I'll let you guess. Yep, you're right, the pineal gland. Fluoride, which is a neurotoxin, particularly accumulates in the pineal gland more than anywhere else in the body. And it forms a hard shell around the pineal gland, calcifying it. So what are the effects of a calcified pineal gland? Well, as you learned at the beginning of the video, this gland helps you regulate your circadian rhythm. So you probably have trouble sleeping. You probably have trouble staying awake during the day. This gland, as it becomes calcified, lowers the melatonin that you produce. Disturbances in melatonin production can affect everything from your hormones to your digestion to even your body temperature. So how do you decalcify the pineal gland? The first thing you're going to do is remove fluoride and chlorine from your water. Now, you can go online and look at different water filters and what they actually filter out. If you're using a Brita filter or you're using a Zero filter, those don't actually filter out the toxins that are affecting your body in a massive way. Around 86% of the US supply receive their water from a municipality, which is always almost contaminated with chlorine. And research shows that 66% of households receive water that is contaminated with fluoride. Both of these chemicals are toxins to the pineal gland. Now ask yourself, do you think that the people who care about you are giving you things that you actually need? Or are they giving you things to make you stay in a certain way? You know, a little more submissive, a little more able to control. And don't get me started on the people who are going to come in and say, well, fluoride is a protectant for your teeth. There's a very thin line between neurotoxin and therapy. Just make sure you're getting fluoride-free toothpaste. That's the easiest first step. This is going to shock you. Another form of fluoride is in your produce, like conventional produce, because certain pesticides are sprayed on produce. And what do those pesticides contain? You guessed it. So buy your produce from the farmer's market. And talk to them. Ask them if they use pesticide-free organic farming techniques. Detox the pineal gland. Here's the part you've been waiting for. Removing toxins from your body is a tricky process. But most programs and supplements only talk about getting the toxins out of your body and out of your cells. But you have to get them out of your blood supply, or else they're just going to keep re-showing up. Like they're going to re-lodge themselves into different tissues. For the full detoxification process to work, you have to follow these 3 steps. Freeing the toxins from your cells, removal of the toxins from your cells into your blood, elimination of those toxins from your blood through urine, sweat, or expelling it another way. Now here's a big one, the big lie of calcium supplements. Avoid cheap, poorly distributed supplements, like don't get your supplements from Costco, unless you're getting calcium lactate, and just get it from a better source. Research has shown that calcium supplements can aid in calcifying the body. Most of these studies did focus on the heart, but it's the same process that happens to the pineal gland. Now here's the part that's going to throw you for a loop. Even if you switch up your water system and your diet, and you stay up on getting all the toxins out of your home, health, your body, your house, whatever, most people's livers are struggling to keep up. You need an all-in-one everyday support to help you detox. A lot of these adaptogens and mushrooms have these things to help you detox, like shiitake mushrooms, reishi mushrooms, maitake mushrooms, cordyceps mushrooms. If you want recommendations, let me know. I'll send them your way. And lastly, you should use energy healing. Every organ in your body operates optimally when it's vibrating at a specific frequency. Reiki masters understand that when the body is discordant, that it'll also affect different parts of the body. They become dysregulated. It causes dysfunction on a cellular level, especially if you're angry, you're critical, you're cynical, you have a lot of guilt, a lot of shame. Although we have a current understanding of the human body, the pineal gland is still something that is so mysterious and people do not know everything about. The fact that this little gland is the ringleader for your circadian rhythm is very important and should not be overlooked. This pineal gland also is the pathway, the channel to your higher self. So if you're struggling and you're not really sure what's going on, you might be disconnected from your higher self. So if you're older and you're suffering from sleep patterns that are just irregular and you're really having a hard time waking up in the morning or staying awake during the day or going to sleep at night, take a look and see if the pineal gland is probably what's causing all of these issues. And if you're looking to go deeper and you want to start a meditation and a Reiki practice right now to start decalcifying your pineal gland, grab my chakra and psychology book in my shop in my bio. Hope this was helpful, and I hope it helps you enhance your dreams, enhance your life, and generally just enhance your well-being.